2.
Jabberwock.
Bob here, Captain Kirk. These are the loyalists of the Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilization.
Live long and prosper, Miranda.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
The crew will not understand it. It's not logical that you are Serac. Live long and prosper.
Can you hear me? I can't hear you. There you go.
Hey. Okay, I'll see you. Anyway, can you see me okay now? Good.
Yes, I can.
Good. And I see you in your wide angle, and I should be using that on Zoom anyway. But anyway, yeah, I'll go back. This is impromptu, and it's nice that you had a little time for me. And I see your your profile, and yeah, good resume there. So I tell you what, I'm gonna plead the fifth and just act like Socrates, where to be saved and say the only thing I know is nothing.
Well, that's a start.
Yeah.
It's a start. It's a start. So where are you hailing from? Where are you at? Where are you at in the world?
Well, in the United States, the state of West Virginia, the capital, Charleston. And where are you at, sir?
I'm in Oregon, Salem, Oregon.
Oh, well, then you're I think 4 hours ahead of you.
Yep. Is it hot there right now?
Oh God, it's 90. The humidity's high. We had the rain season about a week ago. Now, flooding and everything. Now we're going to hit the dry season. I tell you, the weather pattern.
Wait. Hold on. You're going to hit the drive-through?
Dry season.
Dry season. I thought you, like, everyone's ready to go to fucking Arby's drive-through.
West Virginia, and got to think how I'm trying to prove how I talk and pronounce my words right so people can understand me.
Well, it's a fine line. It's all good. Just be who you are.
I am.
We'll be two boys in the world.
Yeah, I tell you,
at the same time.
I'll tell you, whether we discuss, anything, detailed and important as far as projects or something, it's just a pleasure to just talk like this. And
oh, cool.
I try to do this all the time, Brett. I mean, I try to meet people that are different, unique, live different than me, learn from them, but they're just be honest with you, unless it's planned out and you got a good following. And then a lot of people are doing if they're with their followers, if they have a certain topic, especially how they have their own podcast, there's a lot of them going, so they interview guests, stuff like that, or they have Zoom meetings. And that's the way I guess nowadays people connect on a deeper level, and you get people to really think and have good discussions. But if you're in general Facebook, social media, trying to meet a messenger, people hate that sometimes, and they don't have time. They don't know what to say. I look for like minds. You won't believe it. So over the years, I have two accounts, because one account on Facebook said I was doing something wrong when I was sharing some good stuff, too many at one time. So they put me in Facebook jail for about a month.
What'd you say?
Huh?
What'd you say? Well,
I told them I was just posting good stuff, and I don't think, I don't.
You can't single it out to like a single thing that you put on there. Was there one thing that might have got you in trouble?
No, it was too many one time. What they said.
But what was it? What was it? Give us the. We'll put it up right here on the screen right now. What was it?
Yeah. Anyway, so I set up another account. So I got a Leslie Levenson and then a Les Levenson. Now, then I decided to be smart with the Les Levenson, just focus on one important thing, something I've experienced and know a lot about, which is mental health issues because of myself, my family, and then other people that have a lot of issues with mental health care, not getting the right treatment, and then people have so much misunderstanding of what to say intelligently. They create barriers with the professionals. as far as like doctors and stuff, and they
So
just put me
are
on.
you saying that you're an advocate for mental health, or because you were telling me about that earlier?
Yeah,
what's the deal? What's your situation?
personally, or what I'm doing
Or
at
both,
work.
or both, or both.
Okay, well, I tell you, Brett, it's well, I've like most men, they don't like to feel their emotions, and if they, they're, you know, I guess it's inbred in them that you're supposed to handle and be tough. So anything, you feel about everything, you just work through it and go. So when I was young, I had depression, I guess, since I was in high school, but didn't acknowledge it, didn't even know what it was, and thought I was okay, but I really didn't know that it brought weakness to me, and as far as my relationships, and even focus on being in my work discipline and what I needed to do. It just my mind was, I guess, all
What
over.
what what do you believe the condition that you have is?
Yeah, depression,
What is it?
depression,
The Brexon?
depression.
Oh, depression.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, depression. Oh, I know all
Yeah.
about that. But like, so you're clinically depressed?
And I wasn't, well, I don't think I was clinically depressed to where I had extreme symptoms of different ranges. I didn't have all that. Now, what my depression caused was, it came from worrying, maybe because of my situations, which I didn't take on, intelligently or
You need to
fundamentally.
get that. Can you do me a favor? Can you put that phone closer so I can hear a little bit better?
Oh, okay.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Now I can hear you a little bit better. Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
all
glad
good.
you told me.
It's all good.
Okay. Boy, I tell you, you're great. Anyway, make long story short, I worked
Take your finger
real
off the
hard.
thing. Take your finger off so we can see your face. There you
Okay,
go.
how's that?
All right, there you go.
Oh, gosh. You still there?
I'm here.
God, you won't believe it. Uh,
Is your phone about to die?
oh, just a minute. I'll hit the button when I put it sideways, and I tell you, it's
Oh,
one thing or another. Might
oh,
get you now. Okay, it's all good, like you say. I got it now.
there you
Um, okay, how's that?
go. Okay, if you could hold that phone so we're not looking up your nose, that would be amazing. So put parallel. See how my face is like parallel with yours?
Oh yeah. Well, you're an expert at this.
Well, I don't. That's good.
Well, you have more experience than me, put it that way.
Yeah,
It looks like you're getting a good drink there. All wise down,
always down.
always down. Yeah. What's
It's a
that? What kind of drink?
it's an IPA from Portland or
Oh,
Salem.
cool.
Yeah, it's an IPA. It's 9% alcohol.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a big kind of puts your dick in the dirt for a second, but you got the.
Oh,
So
anyway.
you've when I you reached out to me, you're telling me that you were doing some work with people with mental illness. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Just as I'll say a victim peer, which I've had to do all my life. Plus, I have three children, adults. Two of them are dependent because they have serious mental illness. And then in Charleston, it's not a real big community. I don't know what city you live in, Oregon, but we don't have the services that's needed to help families or individuals in uh, crisis to help them find resources. And the only thing they have is you have to be incapacitated in order for the emergent police or the medics to help you. You
Really?
wouldn't believe you wouldn't believe what I went through in the last 2 years. How many
Are you
times?
are you on a regimen of pharmaceuticals that help you with your condition?
Oh, yeah, because I would normally, if I was by myself, probably could physically and mentally do the stuff for inner fitness and you might say, and also body fitness. I would take more interest in that and take interest in gardening, everything I like doing that would, creative speaking, that I think helps you focus and be able to be in the moment and not worry as much. But with my family, And what we've been through in the last 2 years, it's been unbearable. I've learned to cope with it well and accept it, but it's still, when I'm going through a crisis, then it's tough until crisis is taken care of it, and you just, you try to be in the moment and take care of what you got to do, and then go get back to what you're doing, and then if a crisis comes up, be ready for that one. But anyway, some communities have what they call uh, it's crisis team that's with one policeman, maybe a psychologist or a social worker. They're not even, the policeman's not even dressed. So when a person's not feeling well, they're not going to be intimidated or scared. And they got some people who are professionally able to know what mental health issue and what to do to say to them to get resources and give them support. And that's what needs to be in every community instead of waiting until they're just not able to function, because when you get, it's too late, because there's too many problems before they get incapacitated with them, a period of time when they can hurt themselves or hurt others. And not, well, my daughter, well, she'd be more apt to hurt herself. It depends on the person, you know, what their symptoms are like, what it causes them to do. But then, so she is diagnosed with schizoaffective, and then when she went in the hospital again, then they gave her another diagnosis, borderline personality disorder. And then if that wasn't enough, my son about 3 years ago, he got real sick mentally. He had schizophrenia and went to the hospital, stayed for about a month, came out, was okay, didn't want to take his medicine. So when you just take yourself off, let me tell you, Brett, it's even worse, because it may, if you, whatever symptoms you had before, they're worse. So many psychotic episodes and couldn't
What
sleep.
causes that though? Why is there a difference between when they went out and when they came out?
Well, because there's not enough community support other than, well, you go see your psychiatrist, and then you're supposed to go see a therapy. That's fine. But the time in between people need a in between support with other people that can help them. Maybe a warm line or whatever you call it, to just show, just to help support the family, because the families are not really able to deal with it all the time and help the family member. So anyway, he quit. He weaned himself off. He thought he was okay, and then he got in worse shape. He did some really weird stuff around the house. You wouldn't believe it. And he didn't hurt himself or anybody. It was just the way he was lucky he didn't hurt himself. One night it was raining, and he just thought he'd take a walk down the 4 or 5 blocks to the mall, let's say, and not have any purpose, just walk around there. And it was raining too. And I got him back, and
How old of a person is this?
What?
How old?
Well, my son, let's see, my daughter is the oldest. She's 37. I have another daughter,
Okay.
2 years.
So they're not like
going to be
children or
25.
anything.
He's 33. 33.
So they're not children, so they wouldn't be out of place to be walking that late at night.
Exactly. Oh, no. They're not sleepwalking. No. So one time, the voices told him to go outside, and I have a little fenced in yard in the front, and the gate there's a concrete walkway goes out the gate. So there was like a concrete stepping stone in front there, and he decided that it needed to be painted yellow so that his voices would see it. It was marked.
His what?
Voices.
His voices wouldn't see the yellow line.
See the yellow paint on a.
So
on a
I gotta ask. Is this a mental illness that's been traced through your family for a while now?
Other than mine, no real serious, no problem like that. I don't know. I don't
Do you
think
smoke?
it's
Do you smoke
hereditary.
weed? Do you smoke
I
weed?
don't think it's hereditary.
Can you get some good weed over there? Can you get some good weed over there?
Well, a lot of people, a lot of people say that it helps, has medicinal value for
mental health issues
It's
and
helped
pain
me
and
out a
all.
lot. It's helped me
But
out a
in
lot. I don't know what that
in,
Virginia weed is like, but you should be able to
uh,
get some under
really,
medical.
in our state, you can't. It's not. It's against the law right now to smoke it.
What?
You can, but you can't smoke it.
You can't smoke weed.
You can't do it. You can't
You
smoke it.
eat edibles? Is that the deal? Gummies?
They have these. I don't know what you call these stores now that.
Hot shops.
Yeah, but they don't sell pot or anything like that. They sell these other medicinal products. So
Yeah, you might want
anyway,
to, but you know, that's I'm no doctor, but I do love weed. But I mean, you might want to see if you can get some edibles or something. Like, what do you want to see happen? What do you want to see happen with the situation that you're? Because you contacted me today to do a podcast, and I want to understand what you want to get out of what I can help you with, and understand
okay.
what you want people to
One of
know.
the I've connected with a small core group online that want to. It's called uh, it. It's basic uh conception of this group is to take action for mental health change and treatment and take an alternative route other than medicine, and try holistic practices and stuff like that. So it's called, let's see what it's called now, mental health reformation, an alternative uh, reality. That's what it's called in the summit. So, which is leading to that if we get enough people like minds, which is hard to get people in, you got members in a group, but when you're in a group, unless you have you're already a proven expert and wrote books and people know you're well known, you're not going to have the impact of people if you're doing a Zoom or something that you're going to have a good crowd. Or if you plan to do a presentation in a community where they know you're going to have a full crowd. You know what I'm saying? But on Facebook, if you're not that well known and you get members, oh, I like this, but you only have a half a dozen posts and nobody comments or shares other than, and that's what I found in groups. They don't, everybody likes to do these groups that are action kind of groups, but there's only
But isn't the
a
point
handful that,
isn't the point of it to help yourself first, and then you can help others?
well,
Like then, like
yes.
you don't need 100,000 people agreeing with what you think to make yourself feel better.
Oh, I feel better when I'm
But
talking
like
to you.
to get you out of that depression state.
Oh yeah, well that's true. I don't, and
It's
when
not about if you're depending on likes for your depression, then you're way you're in a slippery slope, my friend.
yeah,
But
well
like,
when
but
I
like, have you
go
ever
when
done
I
mushrooms? Have you ever done mushrooms?
no, have
Oh,
you?
mushrooms? Oh man, yes, several many times.
So the psychedelic is now psychedelic treatments are, I guess they call them, are now saying they have healing effects.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I well
You
anyway,
can get that. You can get that. If you've never done mushrooms, I highly recommend it in a safe
um,
environment where you know what's going on and the dosage that is appropriated to you is
yeah.
yeah
I'll tell you, hey Brett, let me tell you, hey,
it's called like you get an Airbnb for 2 days on a Saturday and Sunday near the coast or someplace away, and you eat some mushrooms and you have some coloring crayons and you do your shit and like beyond and amazing things happen. Sleep, resting, just laying
wow.
down with it, not running
Oh
around the
yeah.
street like my head's on fire.
Hey, I tell you, I love hearing that. It's holistic practices, anything that's going to be an alternative to meds.
Yes.
That but it's like if you're doing this, it's all based on the individual. You don't know who and at what age, and somebody could be allergic to anything, whether it's meds
Mushrooms.
or.
There's nobody that's been died from mushrooms. Unless you're allergic to, no one. I've never seen unless they jump off a building or something like that. But that's like taking too much. Um, but like you can do it in small doses. It's like a little tinge. You get a little green, you get a
Hey,
little
Brett,
green.
hey, Brett, I'll share a story. I go way back. I'm old. I'm
Yeah,
71.
you're fucking
So
from the '70s. Come
when I
on.
was when I graduated high school, all through high school, I had friends. One guy was in a van, and he was a pot dealer, and we said we'll most of the time get good pot. Uh,
Is the '70s
and
pot as good as the pot that we have now? But you're in Virginia, so you haven't smoked weed for a
West
while.
Virginia, West Virginia.
Oh, sorry. Is there a big
That's
difference?
okay.
Is
I
that
just
like
wanted to get the geography down so you know where I'm at. But
is
anyway,
that from like being from Austin, Texas, or Houston, Texas? Is
that's
that
it.
a big difference?
Yeah. Oh, you're funny. But anyway, if if in an ideal situation for me, and I was, it would, and my family was all behind me doing having ideas, and I was successful in ways, then my wife would probably learn a lot of things and try new things. But she, there's a lot of people still, and my wife's that way, are doctor diehards where they just whatever the doctor says, and they go by the science medical model.
Hey,
So
hey, my family's been sliced and diced up so much that, and I've been very minimally dug into in my reality in my life, but like everybody here in Oregon is on pills, and they've had a lot of operations to do this thing. So there's got to be another thing than just going and cutting into yourself
yeah,
or taking prescriptions.
oh,
There's
well,
tons of different things, but they created
okay.
that, you know, you need to give them a
Here's
stigma. You have to give a stigma, and there's a lot of things appropriated with that.
Oh yeah, well,
There's like
I don't
tons.
want when you talk about the problems and what's wrong with the system and everybody
Oh, the system
has
is way beyond that
experience with
approach.
they share their own unique problems with it. Some are similar to others, and some of them are worse. But anyway, I don't focus on that. When I meet somebody that's supposed to be addicts, that happen some mental health issues in their life, or they had trauma in the past, whatever. I don't even talk about it. When I talk to people, I always talk on the bright side, talk about good things you're doing and what's healthy, and then get to know them first. Once you have that, you're in a comfort zone with people, and they really feel your heart, you might say, and you're sincere. Then after a while, naturally, they'll open up and tell, they feel like telling a little deeper about themselves. So it just, to me, I let it happen. It's going to happen, and I don't ask questions because you don't know if you're talking to a new person, you don't know where they're at with their wellness anyway. And I wouldn't ask somebody, something personal, whatever it is, without knowing them. And then, as like I said, then if they get to know me and they're comfortable, then actually we can have an open mind to discuss in an objective way about any topic. But we have to get to that point where we understand each other. We can do that. So that's what I try to do with people. And the mental health, is too ambiguous, too many problems. Psychiatrists, a lot of them are, they're just going by what they taught in school. Most of them, and their practices are that way. So they deal with emergency problems and crisis, and then they let the therapist handle it. So anyway, a lot of times, most of the times, everybody knows if you have to have you got to be on medicine if you're going to see it work. It has to be a trial and error thing too. If because all it might be like you might be and me and you might be the same diagnosis, but it doesn't mean you don't know what level and you don't whatever. That diagnosis doesn't mean anything because to me because you can have a variance of different symptoms. It could be from many other these disorders. I think the way they look at it, they measure how when they get to know what you're doing, how bad they just put you on a medicine that they think's best and try that. So and hope it works. So then they keep experimenting with it. But that's what I don't
So
like.
what's
It's
the
not.
outcome? What's the outcome of all this? Like what do you want to see happen? What do you in a perfect world? What would it look like? What does like what would Shangri-La live like? What would be the appropriate steps that would be needed to be taken on a worldwide basis or even a U.S.
Well,
basis?
we talk about this in this group a lot in that Facebook group.
In
We
like a
talk anyway.
paragraph,
What's that?
in in like 7 sentences, what would it look like?
7 sentences. Okay. Well, it'll look
Like
like,
two
well,
paragraphs.
it would, let's see. Let me get my thoughts together. Um, the model mental health care treatment and wellness, um, the new model would be all about individual whole health needs. It would be an assessment, the first, of what your body is and what your body needs right off. If there's a, whatever that would take. Now, if you had, so you go from there, and then the individual is educated enough to make decisions on what if they how to talk to the doctor, what to ask, and know about the medicines, and then you have choices, alternatives. So basically, it's a individual type assessment of what each person needs, and it's not based on symptoms, and whole health, whole wellness, and then support from the network and other professionals to support a person's recovery, you might say, and sustain wellness. That's pretty much it, I think. And then a base of this, the system itself, the nature of it, would be people that work in this would be compassionate, caring, and and really show that to people the way they communicate. It wouldn't be just like a down business. You do this like a doctor, and you go to the next one. They'd have time for you, so you feel like you're acknowledge you as a human being, and and that makes a difference right there. That, Brett. If some doctor and professional, any doctor, I mean, I go to my practitioner, and if you go to a doctor, you're regular doctor, you want, in order to feel comfortable, you want to connect with him. That's the first thing. You want to feel comfortable, and you want to be able to talk freely to him, because this is, that's the way it should be, the relationship, right? But anyway, that's what I think. And if you had a new model like this, for example, there would be also, I'll call them recovery places that are built around nature, that you would, where people can be, to bring, if you want to add strength for somebody with mental health and all these habits, you try to take action and find out what they like to be creative, express themselves. It could be art and music and all that. Have a place where you have all that. All these different holistic people, healers, would have their own, I'll say, office space or place that they could, that if an individual wants to go to that practitioner, you go to that, and it'd be like a community trying to support one person, to make sure they're able to get the best care and to be able to grow, and to be able to express themselves. So you want to meet each person where they're at, learn about them, what's going on, and how to connect with them where they can process to be recreate themselves, and develop healthy habits. And I think there's a train going by. But I think that if you're in that environment, you know that you're in nature, and then let's say there is work activity, like you have a farm or a greenhouse available, and other things that you can learn, then all this is healthy. And then you can have events where more people play music there, or you can have, people show their art, all these things where most people are drawn to. So they're going to be included in this, Brett. That's the biggest thing that draws people together, is what we all love. Even when my daughter was sick, well, she wanted to go to a music concert, so we went, and she, loved it. And at that time, when she would go there, most of the time she focused on it because she enjoyed it. So we all want to find something we enjoy doing, uh, to focus on. And when you do that, you're not thinking about your words, you're not thinking about nothing else, and it really helps make, when you have good things to focus on. And like you're doing good things for people all the time. And while you help educate others and trying to support them on good health, you're healing yourself. And I tell you, and here's why, I think too, the major key in this is we understand whole body health, which is mind, uh, mind, body, and spirituality. Those three things combined, if you can learn about them, will strengthen you, give you a better foundation as far as well-being when you understand it. And that, each one's an education. So, but if you have the whole, work on you have enough, you practice a little bit of each, then it's just going to help you become stronger from inside to out. Like you said, it starts with the individual, and being aware of himself, what he needs, so he can love himself and have the energy to really, really know all about himself and want to improve, learn how to improve with an open mind. So, but while you're doing that, and no matter where you're at, if you're more advanced on your wellness, on your inner wellness, your um, inner fitness, you might say, than me or anybody else, or not as much, and you help others, that while you help heal others, no matter what level you have, you can focus on that, and they are feeling better. Then in turn, you're going to get that energy to help you feel better. So, yeah, and I am my religion is Jewish, though I'm not a very religious. I'm secular, where I don't practice, but my roots are strong. Where we had we practice all the customs there. But one thing that God told us, and it was representative of humanity of all people, and said that it's up to all Jewish people to be by example, to be able. It's called Tikkun Olam, which is we are the healers. So, which means that every human being, no matter where they're at, can offer another person something, to learn from and help them. And then while you're here, while you're helping others, and if you have an open mind, you're going to learn from them. And that's what I think, relationship as human beings we should be wanting to grow. And that's what I think. That's what I think the new world should be, a bigger picture. And I think from that, greater things happen because people want to work together. They want to say, well, I'm going to put what I'm doing aside and leave a little time to the collective consciousness, feel the unity where we can work together on finding a solution for some of these major needs, human needs. But we can't wait for the government. They have done nothing, what's needed, because that's the last thing. Or the world. They don't knock, but they want, with all the riches in the world, they won't divide it equally enough to make sure there's no hunger, there's no children without good families and parents, nobody abused, all these things, and we can focus on peace and all that, and have better ways to communicate with our heart, and with compassion, to put ourselves in their shoes and try to bring peace to the world. Because unless we have a deep understanding of another person, no matter if we agree or not, we have to live in their shoes a day or longer to really know how to feel what they feel, and then compromise to get so they can be happy. I think it's a compromise situation with people that have are definitely apart because of what they think is true and what they think is right. But there is some kind of philosophy about truth and what's right for when you say that. I'm sure you've heard, Brett, but truth is based on the individual anyway, because we all can be definitely stuck on our own beliefs and truths, but it doesn't make us any more smarter than anybody else with their truths. So, that's pretty much, what we're doing. This other guy, gentlemen, Brett must be one of these names that common with all these active people who are getting a lot of things done, because in our group, he is very active. As far he created the group, and he's doing acting himself to inspire others by his actions. And he's actually going. There's a meeting in Washington D.C. I don't know if the president or what, to give input on mental health care and all that. So he's actually going there, and he's probably going with a few other people like himself because they want to see the changes. But I think that the changes are coming, to everybody, where it's improving, but it's slow because, whatever kind of program, whatever it's going to take, it's still going to take money to support it. The changes and changing of laws and policies in cities, states, and in the country. So, if the
the people in power, the politicians, the wealthy, big pharma, the psychiatrists, the group that's all working together, if they still have control of mainstream what's going on, then the how do that's where it all that's the root of it. It's all you like I say, follow the money, then you can find it. Believe me, you follow the money and you'll find the problems of any society. So you follow the money and this and anything, you'll find out the problem. So if we can't talk to them in an intelligent way to say, look, we honor you what you do. You went to school, blah 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 and all that. You're doing the best you can do and you are healing. But this is, you know, we're in the present now. When you went to school and ever how long, probably maybe 20, 30 years ago, things are different. We live differently. So when we live differently, then I think the rules should change. We should improve what we do or change it. So that's where we're at. You know, if people are stuck on the tradition as far as the medical science that, just believe that's going to be, the answer, it's not. Because they need heck, I talked to a therapist. She's a doctor, though, a psychologist doctor. I had a chance to talk to her a few minutes, and she was actually gave me a few minutes on Messenger, which was surprising. And I was telling her a little bit about this holistic stuff. And believe it or not, she didn't know anything about it. She never studied because she's so busy doing what she's doing, helping people, that she didn't realize that there's an alternative. And I said, well, why wouldn't you know about, all these things? It's just a common thing that when you're doing things you enjoy doing, that can be medication itself without pills and all that. And she said, well, her answer was, they never taught me that in school. So it sounds kind of stupid that they don't read, but I don't think a lot of them will even read what's going on with people, what they're learning and what's good out there. And I'll tell you,
check this out. Hey, Leslie, right? Leslie,
yeah,
Leslie,
Leslie, either one.
Oh yeah. I have got to. Do you want to come back and do another section of the show? Do you want to go? Because I'm gonna have to cut this because I have to download it, and then I can come back to you in 5 minutes. Do you want to come there and do a little bit, another 20 minutes?
If whatever you do, when you record, do you review it or anything, or what do you do?
No, I edit this shit down. It's fine. We'll put it like a bumper.
So with all my, hey, you'd have to with me. You'd have to summarize it.
No. I go along. Less editing, the better. Trust me. I've Rick Overton had me edited crazy about you, but I'll call you in 5 minutes. All right. So be ready.
Can we?
We'll talk about this. It's about to end, so we'll talk about this when I come back. I'll call it.
Can we add a couple? Can we add a couple of my friends that are holistic or give you some more of these ideas, or just me?
If you want to bring them on to the Zoom, sure.
Oh, well, do you have to invite them or I can invite them?
Try to invite them. I'm going to go to the bathroom and I got them download this, right? It's
okay, well, you go. Go ahead and I'll see you as free.
I'll see you in 5 minutes. I'll see you in 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yes, sir, Brett.
All right, bye.
Bye.
It's the news review coming right at you. Where three delightful animals have fun with what they do. They learn with their friend Gun and his helper Emmy Joe.
With Freddie,
Charlie,
we have fun learning what we don't know.
Delicate and feminine is Henrietta Hippo. Very wise and very smart is Charlie the Owl. Not so smart with lots of heart is Freddie the Frog. It's quite an unusual thing. The animals talk and sing with Doug and Emmy Joe. Every day's a different show. It's a news review coming right at you. It's a news review coming right at you.
Oh, see how this goes. Hope you enjoyed that bumper. You. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're doing it right now. We're gonna wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up.
So, where were we? You changed your shirt.
No, I didn't change anything.
You
That mood.
changed your shirt. You changed your shirt.
No, sir.
Really?
No, I didn't change my shirt.
All
Did
right.
you change it? Did you change your shirt? Looks like the same color to me.
All right.
You-
Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I was like, it's been a long
Hey,
time since I just last saw you.
yeah, that's true. Hey,
Okay,
yeah,
so
we like.
what's okay? So let's continue with where we're going. You're in West Virginia. You're trying to bring more awareness to mental illness, and where do you see it? We saw where you want to see it going and where it's at. Uh,
It's,
what are the
it's
what are the thresholds? Because I know a lot of people deal with depression and PTSD and stuff like that. Where I mean, besides those things, money. You said money and attention, and like people being acknowledged for who they are, and
yes.
and being loved, hugged. Everything that every
Uh,
human on the planet really wants.
yeah, that's
so,
exactly right.
so
So,
you want to bring an armature to this, and
okay.
but we are all doing that in our own ways, aren't we? I'm kind of playing devil's advocate a
We
little bit because I think there's a lot of programs out there right now that are doing exactly things that you're describing, but it all boils down to money, right? Money.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You're right on it. Yeah, there is people that's bringing attention and awareness like you are, and many podcasts are doing that a lot. There's all kinds of people
Hey,
want to.
don't lump me in with the rest of those podcasts.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Well, okay.
This is
Uh,
special.
uh, okay, this is special. We got one. I know you got a special one that's unique and it's
This
wonderful
is it.
already.
This is it. This is it.
But we won't talk about the other podcast. That's it. This is the podcast. The podcast. You're just yeah. Well, anyway, um, what I'm thinking is it's an integration of the uh, traditional model of medical science treatment and the holistic alternative, educating on the modalities involved, that people can have an education on both, and they can have a choice what they what you
That's a lot of
with
everything you're
research
saying
and
costs
study
lots of
what's
money.
best for them.
Everything you're saying costs lots of money, but we can make money. We can print money. We saw that happen. People can
Well,
print.
we need to if we're going to need money, then we have to provide a source, a business to provide that. So while we're doing this, I think we ought to create a business that is based on bringing people together, educating them, and everybody working together. So yes, we do need a business, and whether it's an agriculture business or a greenhouse business, well, food's a necessity, so you can combine that. That'd be a natural business, especially if you're out on a farm, and where you can do many things. That is the dream in my group of two other people in the group. My friend Tess has a nonprofit they started 2 years ago, but it's floundering because she never had the money to fund it. But it's all about healing with creative expression like art and music. So anyway, we all want to try to bring our little tribes together that we're doing healing to the big farm, you might say, of healing, the sanctuary, where everybody can try to come together as healers, but also they can go in their little groups and do what they love doing, their practices. So we need a place that's not only going to take care of where individuals can be unique to themselves and like what they want, but also have an interest for the larger, be part of the collective. So this, in an environment like nature and, walking with nature,
So where would that you would be
doing
based in like Virginia, I would suppose, because there's
West
There's
Virginia, we've
tons of
already
in West Virginia.
we're working on a place
You all said,
test
you always
with
said
the
West Virginia? I said West Virginia.
yeah, we're working on trying to get a piece of property that has, I don't know, 100 acres or more. But she went when she was in elementary school. She went to grade school, and then as she got older, she was the president of the I guess elementary, parents thing, and
Oh, you're
and she did
frozen.
a lot of good things at the school. But that was there was no school there, so but that could be converted into holistic for different practices. People are doing different things each room where they can teach and help people, and there's just a lot of possibilities to it. So with barriers we'd have is to talk to the land who owns it, and well, if we could start out by renting it and just start trying to get, even if we have to just have events there like on a weekend, and that'd be great. Just have a healing retreat. We can do amazing things. Yeah, you can bring your camping equipment, camp out there, and just we can sit around the campfire and tell stories. And oh my God, it just be fun. You know what? It just
That's what
bring
we all
everybody
want.
together.
You're describing what we all want. We could do this anytime. You could have a bunch of friends in your front yard right now in Virginia and have a barbecue and have a great time.
The same thing. The same thing. But you're fortunate that if you're in a neighborhood and you have these close friends, with most neighborhoods do not talk to one another anymore, or
What?
most of them.
Why are you not comfortable in the neighborhood you live in?
No, they don't. Oh, your neighbors might, and we don't. Where I live, I don't talk to my neighbors. We don't do anything together.
You don't?
No.
But you guys got wide spaces over there too. So there's like lots of room between people as well.
Well, in the city, you live
You can, I mean,
houses, but, but house spaces. Well, you think we're living out in the boondocks or something? Yeah.
no. Like I imagine you living in
Yeah,
a
so you live out
suburban,
there, you're
like
out in the
like with
sticks. If
like
you come
like
about the city
Oregon's
blocks,
Oregon's wide as well. Oregon's got space, and so like between things there's space between people. So I can see why some people don't talk to each other, but they do as well. You can still talk to each other even though you're might be a half a block away from each other or like
we have space.
300
Yes,
feet.
we have space. We valve for that. We have some space in the city for that, not much. We don't. We need more spaces in the city, and then we need have more planned events to enjoy what we call our state almost heaven, West Virginia. And then one of the most popular singers, he's from Australia. It's let's see, bring me back to West Virginia. Let's see what it was now. Oh, Country Roads.
Country
We
road.
talked about that's it. It brings us back to home. I mean, you would be coming to the center of the world in West Virginia.
Is
You know,
Virginia like a red state or a blue state?
it was a blue state and it turned red.
Oh shit!
I know. I mean, it's crazy here, but
So you guys
I
got a
don't
lot
know.
of Trumpers around there? Hold on, for some reason your voice cut out. What did you say?
I said I'm not in favor of how Trump his relationships with what he thinks about people, how he talks, because he'll say anything, yeah, anyway he wants to
He's a
talk.
snake. He's a snake oil salesman.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah,
He's real.
he,
That's what he's a real
he's
barker.
all
He's
business.
like you could see. I could imagine like Trump being like in 1920 or 1912 or 1890s,
He-
being like outside that cartwheel, that like with the horse with a bunch of different tinctures on it.
yeah,
Like, this one's gonna make
yeah.
you. This is the
Well,
new thing. This is the new.
oh no,
He is old worldly like.
I look at I look at him as more like Al Capone myself. He'd be great in making money any way he can, and then if they don't, I mean, he'd fire somebody in a heartbeat. He did that in the White House. You know that he didn't care. You just got to do your job. He did that when he was on TV. He cut he cut people down if he didn't see to be successful and treat them like dog shit. Excuse my language. You'll have to edit that one.
No. We keep. You can say fuck, shit, cunt. Just no inward. Just no inward. We're not doing
Oh,
that.
okay. But anyway,
But
yeah,
or
it's
the F word.
yeah, we've had some terrible times with one of the worst states with uh I guess taking pain medication. Um, the doctor in the south part of the state, he would anybody came in pain. That's how he made his money. He would just give them a prescription left and right. And there's so many people got addicted to it. It was unbelievable. He lost his license though, but and we have so we got a really bad addiction
Painkiller.
problem.
What's the specific painkillers that people are taking?
What's that?
Name them.
Uh, what's that? Cotton something? Oxycontin.
Oxycontin. Oxycontin.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh
Oxycontin.
God, Oxycontin. Yeah. Anyway, that's been
Because
one.
that's what it sounds like when you say it when you're on it. You're like Oxycontin.
Oh God, you make me laugh all the time. I tell you, Brett, you're so much fun to talk to.
Yeah, I'm having
You
a
made
great
my
conversation.
day
Great.
again. I've had to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
but anyway, uh, I got you got me going, and I'm sharing, venting, whatever you want to call my story, and all kinds of things going.
Um.
Also, my dream. But it because it's as I see the tragedy where the system failed because I see my own family not getting the care they not able to be helped where they
Do you think I don't mean to interrupt, but I do. But like, do
can
you think
live a
it's gonna?
full life. It just
Let me
and
let
then
me ask
instead
you
of
this. Let me ask you this. Like, with that being said, and like with everyone on these pharmaceutical pills, it's a cocktail, right? It's a cocktail. You don't know
yeah,
you're
right.
getting a
That's
cocktail.
it.
You know, you got uppers, downers, sleeper rounders, Ruby Roods, sunshine yellows. You got the whole thing. You got things that, and everyone's on a concoction, but it's not sustainable because it's just it's putting a band-aid on the problem. And
That's it. That's what it is.
and instead, but I knew people like this guy that was married to my grandma. They were married for like 30 years in Bakersfield, 40 probably. It's a Mexican guy, great guy. Well, he's a trippy dude. He's a trippy dude. But like towards the end of his life, I was talking to him, you know, in their apartment in Bakersfield or their house in Bakersfield. It's one bedroom. It's really cute. She's been there. She just moved over here to Salem recently. She's in a care home. She's great. She's 100 years old. But he was like, what he was like. I said, "How are you doing? How you doing?" And and he's a funny guy. And he's like, he looks at his belly and he swishes it around. He's all, "I'm full of pills. I'm full of pills." He's all, "Well, that's not good." He's all, "I
Yeah.
know." He's all, his whole gut was full of pills. Like you
Oh,
can't do
goodness.
that for fucking 60 years and not become like doed out or like, you know, like I don't, we're all trying to better ourselves, our physical weight or whatever. But it's like when you're taking that many pills, when does your life become something that you, is this it? This is it. This is it.
Yeah.
The way I'm gonna go out.
Well, it all depends upon the resilience of somebody that can, and I've talked to many people that, just went through a bad time in hospitals and everything, got put on a lot of pills, and they really didn't help. They felt it didn't hurt. They knew the pills were taken away from them, then added to them to feel better. So they started focusing on what's good for them. This gentleman from Australia, I know him well, his name's John Shear. So he told me his story when he had this medication. He was really in his heart. I know I can feel better, and I know I can. So the first thing he did, he spiritually got involved and became a devout Christian, and it gave him a belief in God that helped him. Really, he started doing away with his med. He wasn't dependent on drugs anymore.
How old was he? How old?
That time, oh, 5.
Sorry, you cut out.
I don't know how old he is, but one day maybe.
When that
Anyway,
happened?
let me
When
tell
that
you. So he
happened
went
to him?
on.
When that
Yeah,
happened to him?
well, he here's what happened. Let me finish the story. So he went to religion and then today said he's feeling better, but still I'm not there yet. I'm not at my full capacity as wellness. I know I can do more. So he learned from some guru or I guess people, they're monks or somebody about how meditation will actually the practice of mindfulness, which is all about compassion and everything. And it helps for him, brought him to the moment and living in the moment all the time. And the more he practices that, the more love he shared with everybody. He's wrote children books. He's done Zoom meetings. It was globally where people would be online, and I don't know. He's done a lot, and he's wrote other books. But he
You keep on cutting out. Do you need to plug in your phone?
he's just one person. He's one person of the ways to help himself. It is possible, Brett.
I'm tracking.
People, if they had called this one psychologist in the community gave so he was doing a news interview about his business therapy, if he helped people or not. And he said, well, in all my practice, I've helped people.
Your phone keeps on
But
cutting
to be honest, there's people I couldn't help. Some came into the individual that made it were to accept the responsibility to improve themselves. They wanted to learn what's best. And so they
Your phone keeps on cutting out. Do you want to plug it in? Do you want to plug in your phone? Do you want to plug in your phone because it keeps on cutting out? Are you low on battery?
I don't think so. Am I cutting out now?
You might have to repeat the last few seconds because you keep on cutting out hard.
Am I cutting out now?
No, you're fine now.
Okay, so telling you about the psychologist. I guess you missed part. Well, he was doing. They did a news. He did a newspaper. Did a reporter did something on him.
Put the camera there. Oh, yeah. All right.
The news reporter, did an interview with him, and they just wanted to find out how he helped people in the community, and did he help a lot of people develop wellness and all that? And he said he's helped a lot of people, and a lot of people are doing well to his practice. But to be honest, there's a lot of people you just can't help because the people that may want to do something with themselves, Fred, they have what he called resiliency. The people that don't are the ones that are stuck and they don't want to do it. They want to listen. They're just in that mode. They don't want to learn. And whatever it is, they just have a negative aspect mindset of doing anything. They don't want anything in life at that moment. And almost like I think maybe giving up. I don't know. But the ones that are most successful, I think, are the ones that can accept their situation and learn how to improve it and just challenge themselves every day to improve themselves. So it's it's an everyday thing they work on a little bit by little bit, to improve themselves. Okay. But anyway,
who was that? Let's put her on camera.
No, I don't think so. I don't think she's on it. No, I don't.
No, you can be on camera if you want. Put her on camera. Who's this?
No. Will you quit calling? Not mad. Yeah, my wife's always mad. Anyway,
we're gonna be done soon. We'll be done soon. You can have your man back soon.
That's it. Well, she's already gone. She wants to watch her shows, and what
does she watch?
Well, she used to watch. Shows, I don't call them soap operas, that kind of thing. But what she reported, it might be one of the soap operas. She loves my younger my middle child, the daughter.
None of their business,
right? Okay.
That's my business.
Okay, yeah, I
promise. What'd she say?
That's her business, what she does. I don't want to say anything about her. She's anyway. I'm just talking about myself. Anyway,
I just want to know what TV show she is watching.
Anyway,
America wants to know.
America wants to know. But anyway, I think relationships are tough these days for a lot of reasons, and a lot of factors involved where it separates relationships of all kinds. And people can change in time, and then life changes them, and all kinds of things. And they're
All
not
sorts of
getting what they
stuff.
want out of the relationship.
Life
Hey,
is
you married? You say, Matt, Brad? I mean, Brad, are you married?
no.
You have never been married?
I married once. I married once a long time ago, but I was to the statute of limitations are off. But I married a girl so she could have her green card. Oh, you got yard work to do. Woo wee! That's why I'm not married.
Oh, I went in the yard, but
That is why I'm not married.
no. Okay, well, it's really, hey, be honest with you, it's not her fault. When I married her, she was the sweetest person on earth, and I loved her dearly.
And then what happened?
You know, it really did. But then when the kids came and everything, then my problems came out, and this we just slowly got apart. She saw my true self, and then
I'm tracking you.
she was treating me just like this. I was one of her chill bad habits clear, and then I just wasn't improving them fast enough, so she'd be happy. And if I really wanted her happy, I would improve myself. That's the whole key. If you want to see somebody you're married with, you love them there, you want to see them happy, and they want to see you.
That's a look I know when I'm like.
Anyway, yeah. But anyway, you're so funny. But anyway,
Do you want to
Brad,
wrap it up? Do you want to wrap it up?
I don't, yeah, whatever. What you want to? Anything you want to finish with? Then
Um. Well, I
sum
live
it up.
I live in Salem, Oregon, right now, and that's where they filmed One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest. They filmed that here at the local the Oregon State hospital for the clinically insane.
Yeah,
And it's a very interesting. I have a very interesting. When you said that you dealt with mental health and stuff like that, that's what got me intrigued about what you're doing, and I'm just glad that we can have this conversation, have it shine a light on that because I didn't know you from shit from Shinola before.
that's
Like I was in the mood. I had a redo a podcast, and I thought I really want to do one today, and we did one with you, and you heard the call. You heard the call, and I feel like I've learned a lot from just talking to you. I hope we can be
oh,
friends, and
oh God.
I hope everything is good for you in West Virginia. And I mean, I would try mushrooms or get yourself on some gummies. And I'm not a psychologist or a doctor of any means, but if you can get it a little, it might grease the wheel. It might grease the wheel for because you're wanting to
But
help people and do lots of great things, and it's all sort of happening, but it's starting from this is a very bare bones grassroots sort of thing. We'll probably get like three people that watch this, but if it affects one of them in a positive way,
oh yeah, well,
you know,
yeah.
uh,
That's it. In fact, one we're
that's
doing
the
good.
whole thing, right?
Yeah. If you record, is it something that I could share, or just you could send me the recording or what? No.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Another you do have you do a lot of YouTube stuff then, don't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, with the podcast, yes, I think that's the easiest platform to get it out on. And also, I'm not monetizing it, so it's pretty free form. We could say bad words and naughty words, and it's obviously we haven't been there's been no script, so there's no producers to talk to.
Yeah.
So I like the free format. We'll see where it goes, but pot, the YouTube is a Briannica encyclopedia. of the future. I mean, like, you remember those commercials?
Oh, yeah, it is. Yes,
Where,
it is. Well, how many have you done, Brett? How many YouTubes
podcast.
episodes?
This is you are the 78th episode of Breaths with Friends.
Wow, that's great. And how many followers you got?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't pay attention to that.
No.
You're so humble. You're so down to earth. No, seriously, you can make anybody feel comfortable. Just your expression
Oh,
and
thank you.
how
That's
you.
nice.
No, you do. That's seriously. I mean, you laugh a lot, and you just talk from sincere. You have sincerity about it, and people can feel you really care, and that's the main thing. And when that's what I'm
Well,
saying. When you
I
have,
can't be disingenuous. You got to keep it. It's not if I'm not engaged, they're not engaged, and if I didn't think it was an interesting conversation, they would feel that. So like it's always an experiment, right? We're all experimenting, like trying to figure out which if it's a positive message or something like that or anything interesting. And well, no one's paying for anything right now. Let's just get that over the way. No one's going to pay for anything.
I'm gonna do.
Especially when it comes to content. So yeah, but like this is the wild wild west. This is like freeform TV.
Yeah,
This is
and
radio.
I love it. I love
This
freeform.
is pirate radio. Pirate radio on acid. This is what this is.
Oh, okay. Hey, Brett.
Yeah.
So let me finish with the vision. The vision is have a place that, like you would call indigenous people live in a tribe. So instead of calling groups or whatever you bring your tribe to the collective place where we can all be as one, collective tribe. So that, is different because I think that if we have a drawing card of music and all these things like you like you have a big music event, then you draw all people together, no matter all walks of life, whatever, because they love music. So that's where our drawing is. If you want unity, something that's big enough and we're important enough that somebody loves that they're going to come to, then then you can have a chance meeting people. And then if you're doing, that for a cause, then everybody knows what the cause is. So you help bring some attention to a cause and maybe raise money or whatever. So we're trying to raise money with some.
Rose.
We're going to try to plan some events, and then maybe we'll get some money to help operate, and that would be good. I'm not making money on it. She's not making money. She just wants to help people, just like you are, and she does head of it. But she's going to be part of the whole that's doing their part to do some good, just like you and all. But I think the Facebook, if you can join that, I'll add you, and I want you to look at it and give me your opinion of what this group's about and what
how can they find you on Facebook?
Well, you're my friend, so I'll just add you.
So is that
I'll give you the link.
The group is under your name?
No, it's Mental Health Reformation and Alternative Reality Summit, which means we're pointing to developing a voice globally to connect with like minds that want to do this and bring people together to make things happen. So we're calling it the summit. So there is that's common name. Summit means that right there. People know because different. It's big. And they have there's all kinds of summit meetings planned, but the whole purpose of that Facebook group is to take more action and bring
All right.
like-minded. But we have quite a few people, but in a lot of for people taking really have the passion and want to give the time. Now, I know the people that joined this group, they have good intentions and they were interested, they want to join it. But to spend time to post and to make a comment, that gives more time. People, for whatever reason, may not have the time. They're busy anyway. And that's what Facebook's about. You get on there and there's you can limit it to connections because of time and what everybody's doing, but everybody wants to connect. This is like a social phenomenon, really. You have this technology, everybody gets together, but a lot of times they don't know how to have opportunity to do more, meet new people. But haven't learned how to know it'll benefit them and the opportunities they have. They can't see because they're so busy, in what they're doing. And I have two accounts now. One with 5,000, that's the limit, and the other one with almost 2,000. And they were all like-minded. We had common interests, and it doesn't mean anything. The people there do not talk. They don't mess with me. I don't even see their posts. There is no interaction. So it's just, that's what I'm saying. That's what Facebook's about. They'll accept you, and these people do not talk to you. You could have 100 friends even accept you, but that doesn't mean you might have a handful that talk to you, maybe.
Yeah, you're exploring like it's a human bulletin board is what it is. And
That's what it is.
Sometimes that was
That's exactly, that's a good way of putting it. I like it. The human bulletin board.
it is because when people in towns a long time ago couldn't find each other, they put something on a bulletin board.
Is paper commander
communication.
The headlines.
It's just a way to communicate. It's the same thing. It's a communication on a board where everyone can see it, and then everybody can.
Right.
It's like that, but like we are in the future, and that's what it looks like. But I'm gonna wind down because we got 7 minutes. So I'm just letting you know that we can come back a third time. We can come back a third time.
You can?
Yeah, we can come back a third time, but that's when I run out of time on the free Zoom.
Oh, well.
So we can always come back, but let's try to see what we can do in 7 minutes. All right, because I still have to edit this shit.
So with the idea, what you're doing, let's say, and you're connecting with people with your YouTube channel, and you're trying to, find people that are interesting, connect with, just hear their story, and but how many people follow the actual podcast? At that time, or
what? I think my friend Rick Overton on one of the podcasts put it very eloquently. If you're doing this, let it be what it is or what it's not. Don't have a preconceived expectation, because if you do that, and I'm adding words now, but it is what it is, and let it be what it is. It's a time capsule for all intents and purposes, because who knows where it was,
that's a good way of putting it. You have no expectation. You're having fun. If you help one person, what's been my attitude anyway? Just be, an advocate. But when I post something, but the whole thing is, how can we bring more people together to work together to make the change we need across the board? What we see in the world, whether we want to focus on health or whatever it is, how can we make that so important that, other than what they're already doing, to spend a little time on the bigger picture, the global picture, whatever, be a part of a network that has an open mind, that wants to learn from each other and get stuff done. Because it's obviously that all these organizations, all these podcasts are helping, doing some good, just like yours. And there's big nonprofits are doing it, but they're limited. They're limited.
Just like yours. Just like yours.
You're so funny. But anyway, that's what I say. I want to bring more people to the plate, and that's what it's kind of hard to do unless you can plan events. Can you plan events?
I have in the past.
What kind of events?
What's that?
What kind of events?
Art events.
Oh, that's cool. Can you do an online art thing where people will learn to bring people together and advertise, let people show a little bit what you're doing, and you'll get a lot of people interested in it, artists and everything.
I think this is what I'm doing right now. This is in a non-production, like no clipboard situation. People are bringing together through because it's digitally, and you have to reach out to people because it's easy, and people can log on and create. It's a digital-based community. That's what's happening right now. Brick and mortar is dead as shit. People having businesses where people show up for work is ridiculous. You remember those commercials way back when that would show, this would be your in there introducing the fax machine for the first time, and this would be your office, and it shows a lady on a rock, the Pacific Ocean doing their business. And this would be this, and they show the facts of the clown face, which is very archetypal because that's one of the first things that was shown on the TV. When the first TV image was ever shown was of a clown face. And so there's this archetypal aspect to it. But I think if the more people want to engage with people online and do these situations, and they can monetize from it, and also create careers without leaving their backyard. That's the 1984 commercial we saw a long time ago, where we're at the precipice of like all this change, and a lot of older folk. I have a grandma that just turned 100. Ruth White. It's here's a trippy fact, and I know we don't have much more time, but do you it's a fun fact, like the kids that are 3 and 2 years old right now will probably live to be 150.
I don't know. That's a good thought, though.
If the trajectory of what we're doing right now, and the world sustains itself, and we get all these intergalactic sort of things, those 150s are going to be common. And like that's like 150. Those are 3-year-old babies, though. That's just what's being born right now. So what happens between now and then, is kind of wild, right?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Brett. I got these couple ladies. These couple ladies, if you think you're smiling now, that one lady, her name is Les too, Les Muse, but she is so expressive, so smiling, so exuberant, so much good energy, and she's doing, has her own healing practice. She talks about the intergalactic stuff and everything, just like you.
Who's this?
When I'm talking.
What's the name? Not married, single.
That's funny. Hey, it's nice to hear a train go by, if you like trains.
Yeah, it clears the air. Your wife hates me already. I know she hates me. She must. I don't know.
Hey, Brett, I can have a lot of fun when you bring a couple of my friends on. So, I like the way you called Brett's friends. I love that. So you make friends all the time. And I used to have a conversation that was pretty good. I brought strangers that had some emotional issues, but we didn't talk about it. We talked about things we're doing good each day, and for our wellness and whatever practice we were doing to feel good, to be in the moment, all that stuff. But met people from different places of the country, and everything lasted for a month, and I called it the happy hour.
That's good. Well, let's end on that because we got about a minute and a half. Unless you want to come back for a third, but I think your wife is going to kick my ass.
Hey, she's watching her shows. I don't bother her. It's fine. I can go back again. But I'd like to get a hold of a couple of my friends for free and bring them on because.
Let's arrange it. We'll do it later.
Okay, well, just send me a message when you're ready to go. It's fun.
What do you? Not tonight, though, right? Not tonight.
What?
Not tonight, though.
Not tonight.
Like you can't.
When do you want to do another one?
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
I'm gonna send you a link to the group, and we'll go from there. Then as long as we can, we can be in contact on like Zoom and stuff. Once whatever we can do, then we'll always have something fun to talk about.
Work it out. Maybe in like a few weeks or something like that.
Whatever you want to do, whatever time you have. I know you're busy all the time, but it's been fun and it's been real, and I love it. And that's what I love to do when I'm on Facebook and do a video messenger. I don't like the texting. I hate it. I want to do a video.
1, 2.
Did you ever walk up?
Breakfast friends, breakfast friends, breakfast
Bob here, Captain Kirk. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise.
Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilization.
Live long and prosper, Miranda.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
The crew will not understand it. It's not logical that you are Serac. Live long and prosper.